Hey everyone, Dr. Zeo here again, and we finally have the full trailer for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always, the 30th anniversary special coming exclusively to Netflix on April 19th. So I figured we'd do a quick little breakdown and talk about little things that we saw in the trailer, things I found interesting, and some things that we still need to get answered before the episode actually premieres. So the first thing we saw in the trailer was Billy battling Rita, or Robo Rita as she calls herself. And it seems like she says something along the lines of, "I finally found a new body." So it makes us wonder, what exactly does she mean by this? Because prior to this trailer, we were all assuming that Robo Rita was a creation of Scrozzle, the enemy from Beast Morphers who returned in Dino Fury to aid Lord Zed, and who will also be there in Cosmic Fury as presumably aiding Lord Zed again in his battle against the Cosmic Fury Rangers. So if we go along with that theory, does that also mean, and again, this is all just theory territory, does it also mean that when Zordon purified, or when the Z-Wave happened back in Countdown to Destruction, the finale of Power Rangers in Space, does that mean that in turning Lord Zed and Rita into good guys, or purifying them, does that mean that by purifying them, their evil essence was taken and it dissipated around the universe? And maybe since Rita's a witch, maybe she was able to find a way preemptively to concentrate her evil essence so it still existed in the universe until somebody could harness it again. And somehow Scrozzle or Lord Zed were able to find out this information in their travels throughout the universe, just like how Lord Zed was able to find out more information about Rafkon and his travels around the universe in Dino Fury Season 2. Maybe he was able to find Rita's essence in addition to what happened to them, in the after his time, because again, Lord Zed is a revival of a previous version of Lord Zed who was at his strongest. It's not the Lord Zed that our current Rangers know, but maybe he was able to find out this information, capture her essence, and then have Scrozzle build a robot to put it into. And then he sets it off to Earth so that he can occupy the Rangers on Earth, including the Dino Fury Rangers, because unbeknownst to him that they're coming after him. Again, this is all just speculation, but that's where I think that this is leading to. But anyway, in this battle, which seems to be set sometime in the past before the main event of Once and Always, Rita sends a kill shot towards Billy, and it looks as though, from the way that the trailer is cut, Trini's the one who intercepts the kill shot, and it ends up killing her. After this scene, we see the 5 remaining Rangers, so Billy, Zach, Kim, Jason, and Tommy, all looking over a cliffside. Billy and Zach have their helmets off. They look incredibly distressed. So it implies that, in the process, once she got hit with the kill shot, maybe Trini demorphed and fell off the cliff, or maybe she fell off the cliff and then demorphed. Whatever may have happened, we just know that she probably didn't survive that kill shot from Rita. And of course, that doesn't make anyone happy. They're all very bummed about that in that moment. After that scene, we switch over to Zach and Billy getting attacked at a cemetery. Now, they're morphed. They're fighting against some putties, and they're fighting against Rita, or Robo Rita herself. And it seemed to line up with the behind-the-scenes pictures we saw before this and back in the January 17th reveal, as well as behind-the-scenes photos posted by the cast member between then and now. And piecing all this information together, it seems to imply that in some way, shape, or form, Billy, Zach, and Min being Trini's daughter, played by Charlie Kirsch, all go to the cemetery, most likely to pay their respects to Trini after the events of the start of Once and Always, or what we assume to be the start of Once and Always. Maybe immediately after the events or sometime after the events, they go to pay their respects to Trini at the cemetery, and they get bombarded or attacked or ambushed by Robo Rita and her putties. Maybe Robo Rita escaped, or maybe they thought that they defeated her, or maybe she just pieced out until she came back again. But in any way, she ambushes them at the cemetery, and we can see in the background, in about 29 to 30 seconds into the trailer, we can see in the background that Robo Rita has begun her plan. She started capturing Rangers throughout the universe, and we can see in the background that she's captured Jason, Kim, and Tommy, explaining their absences from the special. So that's a nice little nod there to explain why the three of them aren't actually in the special beyond that flashback sequence. Now, whether or not they're going to be voiced in some way, shape, or form, whether it's the actors recording new lines through ADR here in the States, or maybe having them use previous dialogue from their previous adventures. We don't know how that's going to work, but we know that they've been captured, so they're out of the picture at this point. But again, piecing things together, it seems like they get attacked, and then maybe Min didn't know that her uncles and her mother were Rangers up until this point, because we can see here that they're at the cemetery. They get attacked, and then there's a behind the scenes picture of Zach sitting behind the rad bug, looking at something he looked very concerned as well. He's with Min, and she looks concerned as well. And maybe that's Billy getting attacked, and then Zach goes in to help him. Min sees them morph and become Power Rangers, and then that leads to the next scene where Min finds out the truth about how her mother died, and she tells them, hey, she killed Mom. We need to get revenge. And obviously, Zach and Billy are not too fond about this idea, and Zach tells her, no, this is Ranger business. This has nothing to do with you. After that, we then see, or I think before or after that, we see a shot of the interior of what we assume to be Min and Trini's house. Although this does make me wonder who Min is living with, or how old Min is supposed to be in this special, if she is living by herself. Maybe she's living with her dad, and we'll see her dad at some point. Or maybe she's even living with her Uncle Zach or Uncle Billy, or both of them. But we do see the interior of what appears to be Min's house. We see two pictures, one being of Tui Trang as Trini. Then we also see a picture on the side to the left of that picture showing what we assume to be Min's drawing of her mother when Min was a kid. So that's heartbreaking. It's really they're really tugging at the heartstrings for this special, and I approve of it every bit of the way. But from there, we switch back to the command center, and we see the exterior shot of the newly built command center with the Hyperforce symbol emblazoned on the top of the stack, where you would see Zordon or Demetria coming out if they needed to teleport out of the command center, or the Rangers teleporting in and out of that little section of the command center. So it's a nice little nod to Hyperforce, and it brings Hyperforce into de facto canon continuity, so there's no more argument to be had there. It does make me wonder. I've never actually watched all of Hyperforce because it just wasn't my thing, but it does make you wonder how this fits in with the Hyperforce to show itself. Does this mean that this is the start of Hyperforce, and then we go on from here, and then we get to the future segment where Hyperforce begins? Or did the Hyperforce team from the future come back to the past to help establish themselves? A lot of time traveling mumbo jumbo going on in this special, and I'm looking forward to actually seeing if we get any sort of answers here. But now we're inside the command center. It looks brand new. They've obviously built a new command center. And in the background, we can see on one of the screens where it says Cranston Technologies, implying that not only has Billy been on Earth for some time from his adventures in Aquitar, where we last saw him at the end of Power Rangers Zeo during his rather sad departure, but he's also made his own company, and his company is providing technology to the Rangers in some way, shape, or form. Maybe he uses that to restore the Dino-powered coins. Maybe he used that to potentially make the Master Morph for Tommy that he used in Dimensions in Danger, the Ninja Steel 25th anniversary crossover. Again, who knows? Again, speculation on my part. But in the command center, the Rangers are talking, and Alpha tells all the Rangers to get to their stations as they activate what's called the Bandora Protocol. So we can assume that this protocol was either set in place for one of two things. One, set in place in case Rita ever returned again, maybe Rita or Lord Zed. Or two, it's just a general protocol to get all the Rangers at their stations in case there's some sort of world-ending threat that they all need to respond to. Maybe they use the Bandora Protocol when they were needed for the finale of Super Mega Force for the legendary battle. Again, who knows? But the Bandora Protocol, when it's activated, we can see on the screen there that's calling out to different locations within the Power Rangers universe. We can see Turtle Cove, Coral Harbor, Terra Venture, and the Astro Megaship. Now, this is a little bit nitpicky, but I wish that instead of Terra Venture for the Lost Galaxy Rangers, it said Miranoi, because last time we saw the Lost Galaxy Rangers, they were on Miranoi, and there was no indication that they had rebuilt Terra Venture in any way, shape, or form. But again, it's been a minute since we've actually seen Terra Venture. We haven't seen Terra Venture or Miranoi or the Lost Galaxy Rangers on that planet. We haven't seen it since the 10th anniversary special, Forever Red, when Leo got the saber out of the rock to then go help the Rangers. But maybe they did rebuild Terra Venture, maybe as like a monument to the Ranger struggles, or maybe as like a town center or some sort of center for Miranoi. Again, who knows? Maybe they'll explain it in Once and Always. I don't expect it, but it will be a nice little nod there. Then next we can see Alpha teleporting in Rocky and Kim, or not Rocky and Kim, but Rocky and Kat. And it looks like Rocky is now a fireman, so props to you, Rocky. We don't know what career path Kat has chosen, but hopefully we find out in the special. And then we see them all taking an object from Alpha, and we can assume that these are their power coins, which again brings up another question as to what have they been doing this whole time. We know that they were acting for Legendary Battle. We know that they were acting for Dimensions in Danger, or at least we know that Kat had her Turbo Morpher and Rocky had his Zeo powers. And we also know that they were acting as Rangers, or that the Mighty Morphin team was acting as Rangers for the most recent crossover with the Beast Morphers, Mighty Morphin, and Dino Thunder Rangers in Grid Connection. So that makes me wonder if if the events in the past where Trini dies in Once and Always takes place between Grid Connection and this episode, or maybe it takes place before Grid Connection. Again, we don't know. Hopefully we get some clarification there on exactly where this is situated in the Ranger timeline. But it does make me wonder, because by this point we can assume that they're activating the Bandora Protocol because Rita has set forth in her plans to capture Rangers, and we find out later on in the trailer that her ultimate plan is to go back in the past and kill the Rangers. She uses the word kill verbatim, which is a rarity but not unheard of in Power Rangers. There has been the usage of the word kill before in Power Rangers, first in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 2017, or the Power Rangers 2017 movie, and we also heard kill, I think it was in, I want to say it was in Ninja Steel, Beast Morphers, or Dino Fury. I'm not sure which season it was, but it was used somewhere in that time frame. But we see them grab their power coins. I'm like, so if we assume that Rita's plans are in place at this point, she's begun capturing Rangers from around the universe, then we know that Tommy, Kim, and Jason are all captured, which insinuates that they have their power coins because they're still in their suits. What are these power coins then? What did Billy create duplicates of the power coins? Are these like limited power versions of the power coins? If so, why not just use the Ninjetti powers? Or if they don't have access to the Ninjetti powers, why not at least have Rocky and Kat use the Zeo powers? Or if not that, have Rocky use Zeo and Kat use Turbo. Like, they have their own individual power sets beyond Mighty Morph that they could tap into, with Zeo being stronger than before. There's no reason why Kat shouldn't be able to go Zeo and utilize that power set, because it would theoretically be stronger than the Mighty Morphin powers, and you would probably want that in this situation. But again, I digress, just questions on my part. But anyway, we see the Rangers then go out into the city and protect Angel Grove, and we see them fighting against what we assume to be robotic versions of Snizzard and Mighty Minotaur, previous Rangers from previous villains from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers days. Mighty Minotaur being the first villain that the Rangers fought, and then Snizzard being a Ranger they fought later on down the line. So that's nice. And then we see them fighting some new versions of the putties. I say new versions because these are not the same putties we saw in Grid Connection back in Beast Morphers a few years ago. They look bad, honestly. They look very bad. Like, there's something going on with the hood on their head that shouldn't be there, or shouldn't be like that. But yeah, it looks bad. Then we see Zach and Rocky teleport to the juice bar for an unmorph fight against putties. This set admittedly also looks bad. I don't know. Maybe it's the lighting. It looks fake in a way, and I can't exactly describe it better than that. I don't like it. Going back to the command center briefly, I don't recall if I just mentioned this, but the exterior shot of the command center was all CG. That also looked bad. I don't know why they used CG instead of making a model and then touching that up with CG, but using just a wholly CG model just wasn't working here. It's not working at all. But yeah, so the Rangers do their thing. We just see a bunch of little fight scenes, and then the trailer culminates in us seeing the Rangers forming the Megazord, a CGI Dino Megazord, with the robots coming in, the classic running scene. Then we see the Megazord formed, and it's holding its sword high up in the air triumphantly. So yeah, looks like they're going to be using a CGI Megazord for this, which I have no qualms about. We've seen in Dino Fury that we can get good CG Megazords, better CG Megazords than the Sentai can provide for us. So I'm really happy that I'm not necessarily super happy about this. I would prefer an actual suit. And we know that from Zenkaiger that there is a recreation of the Daijujin, or the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Dino Megazord suit, available. Now, whether or not Hasbro reached out to Toei to have it shipped to them, who knows? Maybe Hasbro just didn't want to go through with filming that kind of a fight scene. They just want to do it all in CG. But yeah, I would have preferred an actual practical suit. But what we get here with the CGI Megazord looks really good. And again, better than Toei's efforts with Zenkaiger, Dawn Brothers, or even King Oger. So again, I'm happy. We know that Hasbro can do good CGI Megazords, as we saw in Power Rangers Dino Fury with the Pack of Smash Sword. I believe we also saw it with Ion's formation between the blazing Megazord and his. I cannot remember the name of his Zord, but the combination between his Zord and the blazing Megazord was partially CG. That looked good. And then we also saw in episode 8 of season 1, Unexpected Guest, when the Dino Fury Megazord in Ali's sword formation was breaking apart. That also was fully original CG. That looked good as well. And we obviously saw a CG fight in the final fight between the Dino Fury Rangers and Void Queen's Nemesis Beast. So that obviously looked good. So it shows that with time, Hasbro can make good CG fights and CG giant fights and CG Megazords in Power Rangers, and I'm glad to see that they're utilizing that for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers once and always. And with the amount of post-production that Cosmic Fury is getting, I'm hoping that we see a lot more good examples of CG with that season, because it could be a good indicator of what we'll get going forward once the Entwistle season starts up, whenever that may happen, whether it's a season, movie, or both, whatever their plans are. But yeah, so that's really all there is for this. There is one more thing, though. On Facebook, one of the people who was involved with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers way back in the day did have something to say about the photo of Trini that we saw in the house. Let me go ahead and pull up that comment. So this comes from Bruce Heinsius, who I'll post his role here in the post-production credits. But it says here that I'm proud they purchased and used some of my photographs in this special episode. I took that black and white photo of Tui Trang on the Power Rangers set back in 1993. There will be more than one. Stay for the end credits. So maybe we're going to get some sort of in memoriam with behind-the-scenes pictures of Tui Trang in the end credits, and maybe they'll even throw in some behind-the-scenes pictures of Jason David Frank, who also passed back in November after this was done filming. So yeah, hopefully we get something for those two, because they are very important pieces, or very, very important aspects and people in the Power Rangers legacy and the Power Rangers universe. But yeah, that's everything that really all I have to say about the trailer. Since the trailer dropped last night and even this morning, Netflix has promoted it. The Power Rangers social media page has promoted it. We've gotten 2 new posters. The marketing is on point at this point. Like I said earlier this week, like I said on Tuesday, just wait. We just got to be patient. Netflix's marketing is different than what we're used to with Power Rangers, and we just have to be patient because they do have a plan. We also saw Netflix feature this in their upcoming April graphic on Facebook. So yeah, they're pretty serious about this. They're serious about the promotion, and it seems like people are excited. Like, I'm seeing a lot of reactions on Twitter and Facebook and other social media avenues, and people seem to be very happy about this. Obviously, some people are concerned about some of the cheap CG, the look of the putties, the campiness, but I mean, you can't really not expect campiness in Power Rangers, especially Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Like, this is pretty faithful to what Mighty Morphin was back in the day, and more or less to what Power Rangers still is today. But I do agree that some aspects of this special do look cheap. But again, I'm still excited. I can't wait to see it come April 19th. But let me know what y'all think about the special, the trailer, and all the behind the scenes information we've gotten up until this point in the comment section below. Until next time, thank you again for watching. I'm Dr. Zeo, and I will see you all in the next one. Ciao.